In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to do some of the exercises that have been selected in the shoulder injury prevention protocol on my alternate plan paper. So to begin, we're going to start with empty can. It's called such because you're going to have your arms about 45 degrees angle, acting like you're holding a can, dump it over, i.e. empty can. So you're going to begin with your arms down to your sides, bring it all the way up, only even with your shoulders, and come back down. You're going to want to engage your posterior muscles the entire time. So set your shoulders, come back up and down. Make sure your athlete individual doesn't arch. That's not what we want to see. And from the back, engage your shoulders, and up, and back down. The next one we're going to do is called tees, or sometimes full can. They're going to be done prone, so on your stomach, but I'm going to demonstrate them standing so we can get a little bit of a better view. So this one's going to engage your supraspinatus, subscap, rhomboids, teres minor. You're going to want your arms or your forearms face up, so supinated. If you have them prone, you're going to have different activations of your muscles. So here, only come up even with your back and back down. Really engage those posterior muscles and make sure the stomach stays flat. This won't be as much of a problem when you're on a table, but we tend to arch a little bit and try and get our arms up farther. They only need to come even with your back. Next one is called W's. Again, they look like W's. So this one, you're going to be lying on your stomach as well. Come up. And this movement is very small. You can see how little I'm moving from the side. So only even with your back, engaging your scapular muscles. This works your teres minor and your middle trap. So again, on your stomach, everything stays flat. Coming here, from the ground up, and from the back. Next one is Y's. This one's a little bit tricky, and this one will have a lot of areas in which individuals can compensate. You're going to start again on your stomach. Your arms are going to be down in front of you or to your sides, whatever works. This is done best on a bench. So set your shoulders back, engage those scapular muscles, up to a Y, and come back down. This will only be about 45-degree angle. So this is almost like you're taking your empty can all the way up. Now from the side, we're going to be here. Make sure that they don't arch again, or nothing weird happens with the neck. It should all stay flat, even line. And from the back, here, and up. Next will be upright rows. This can be done with a bar or a dumbbell, depending on the individual's strength and biomechanical movements. So, we're here, coming up. Your shoulders, or your elbows do not go past your shoulders. This is really focusing on your posterior lats, or posterior deltoids, and from the side, only coming up this far. Don't arch and try and cheat your way up that way. They stay here, and come up. Finally, we'll be bent over single arm rows. This again will be done best with a bench, but I will do them standing so we can get a better view. This will work on your lats, your rhomboids, your teres, and your posterior rotator cuff. So, dumbbell straight out in front of you, engage your back, come up. Your elbow should really only come even with your back. If it goes past it, then you often rotate and engaging different muscles than we want here. So, here and back down. These are also important that you don't go too fast and try and throw the weight up. I'm going to start off right away with isometric scaption holds. These are going to be working the same muscles that we did before with our I's, Y's, T's, and empty can. But what we're doing here is we're just getting to the top and we're isometrically holding. So we're applying a little bit different force on the muscles instead of just eccentric and concentric. I'm only using 2.5 pound weights because these muscle groups are very small. You don't need much more than 2.5 pounds. I suppose probably somebody bigger than you would need a little bit more. But you need to start off with a really small weight so you make sure everything is stabilized and your scapulas are holding themselves in place where they need to be. Next, we're going to go into internal and external rotations with the rubber tubing. I'm using a TheraBand, but other methods can be used. The problem is that these are a little bit tricky to apply at home if you don't have something like this. So you're going to start with a towel and put it underneath your elbow because the waist is usually a little bit less wide than the shoulders are. And if you do it straight to your waist, you stabilize it by your waist, you're going to be putting your shoulder at less of a 90-degree angle. We want it at exactly a 90-degree angle. So when I turn to the side, 90, 90, this will ensure that it's 90 this way. So you're going to grab the band, with your forearm face up and rotate inward. It's a very small movement, but the amount of reps that they're going to be doing will be enough for them to notice a difference. You don't want to bring the band up when you're doing it because then you're activating your biceps more than you do, and you also don't want to be going down too low, right at 90. And there will be different colored bands that you can use for this exercise. So this is internal rotation. I'm just going to switch to my right arm so we can see how it looks from the other side, again with the towel. Same thing, but you're going to start a little bit closer to your midline and rotate out this time as opposed to in. These are going to rotate your external rotators and your rotator cuff. And the rotator cuff, again, consists of the supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres minor, and subscapularis. So there are those exercises.